Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. At Bill's house, Luna, Bill, and Poppy were anxious for Lee to tell them the results of the maternity test. Poppy snared the test out of Lee's hand and read it for herself. She handed it to Bill, and he read it. Luna asked him what it said. He handed it to her. "That is 2 stripes," she said. That means you are my pater." Luna cried and hugged Bill. Bill, Poppy, and Luna were emotional about the result. Bill was thrilled, and Luna had been hoping for it. Lee was stupefied that Poppy had been telling the verity. "You eventually got what you always wanted," Lee miserably smelled out. Poppy asked if Lee was so bitter that she could not be happy for them. Bill thanked Lee but said it was time for her to go. Before leaving, Lee said she would just wanted to make sure for Luna's sake and for everyone's. Alone with Poppy and Luna, Bill decided it was time for their first sanctioned family clinch. Luna shook from excitement, and Bill said he would allowed. He could only make boys. Poppy was sorry she would kept them piecemeal, and she determined that she should have let them know times back. She cried because she would taken openings from them, and she hoped they could forgive her. Bill noted that he would bend the bone. Who had not called? Luna did not want Poppy to feel shamefaced or for anything to ruin the moment she would awaited for her whole life. Poppy and Luna hugged. Poppy told Bill that she would fallen in love with him times back, and she would no way heard from him again. For them to both be parents to Luna was a phenomenon. Poppy had no way felt so important love as when looking at their son with her father. Poppy said Bill did not have to say it back. It was enough for her that not just she had a son we've a son. Bill said he would been an idiot for not reaching out back also. He asked how he couldn't love Poppy, who'd brought a beautiful, accomplished youthful woman into his life. "My son," he uttered. He cupped Luna's face and also peered at Poppy. In the design office, Katie stated that it was going down that day, and R.J. said Luna could learn who her father was. Katie wondered if Poppy was pulling commodity over on Bill, but R.J. could not imagine playing games about commodity that important. Katie figured that with Lee involved, the verity would come out. Lee arrived, and Katie and R.J. anxiously asked her how the test had gone. Lee stated that Poppy had not been lying, and Bill was Luna's father. At Eric's house, Hope was prompting Brooke to get back into the game and remind people of what she was suitable to do. Ridge arrived, and Brooke and Hope thanked him for supporting HFTF. Ridge was there to talk to Eric about effects, but Eric did not feel to be there. Ridge asked for a moment alone with Brooke. As she was leaving, Hope asked Brooke to suppose about their talk. Alone with Ridge, Brooke wondered if Ridge's mood about the business meant that he and Steffy had argued. He denied it, saying he had not meant to come across that way. He loved Forrester, and it had always been a big part of him. He noted that it was the same for her, but Brooke muttered that it formerly had been. Ridge asked her what she loved further than launching new lines and products. He guessed him and her family, but that was it. Ridge loved the part of work that did not feel like work. He did not like feeling caught up with bills when all he wanted to do was get sketches down. Ridge talked about Eric's passion for his last line. Ridge missed that feeling. Brooke asked if Ridge was saying he did not want to be co-CEO. Ridge did not look at it as stepping down. Rather, he would be stepping up because Couture demanded him. "But who is gone now run the company?" Brooke asked. She wondered if Steffy would do it alone. He explained that he would help when he could, but he could not do all the day-to-day stuff. The problem was that Steffy had a lot on her plate formerly. Brooke wondered who'd step in if it could not be the recovering Eric or the busy Carter. Ridge said he'd an idea. Ridge wondered how Eric had run the company and set up time to be creative. Brooke said he would have his children and grandchildren. "And my mama," Ridge added, and Brooke admitted that Stephanie had been a hustler. Ridge told Brooke that he demanded someone to step in to help him, and he could only suppose of one person good and able to do it right also. It was someone who was admired by everyone in the structure. "What do you say?" Ridge asked. Brooke looked at him in surprise. He asked if she would help to lead Forrester into the future. In Eric's office, Ridge's decision to keep HFTF while spanning back on his executive duties complexed Steffy. She told Carter that Ridge's designs as well as his leadership had made the company successful, and she loved uniting with her father, and she loved them challenging each other and making the company stronger. Carter reasoned that Ridge was not going anywhere. Ridge was just slipping some diurnal executive duties that took him down from designing. Steffy shook her head and replied that she formerly had so important on her plate. Steffy allowed. It would be a lot, and Carter advised her to find another person to help her. She asked him if he would like to, but he said he was formerly working overtime with his susurrus duties. Hope arrived as Carter was leaving, and Steffy said she and Carter would talk laterally. After he would gone, Hope wondered if Steffy was still trying to find a way to cancel HFTF. Steffy refused to pretend that she was not concerned about the line's performance. Hope said Ridge had faith. Steffy snapped that Ridge was an artist, but she was a realist. "I do not trust your judgment," Hope replied, sure that it was particular and that Steffy would do anything to get back at the Logans. Steffy was sorry that Hope had gotten her passions hurt, but Steffy said it was her job to make tough opinions. Hope was sure her mama would agree, because Brooke had made hard opinions as CEO, too. Steffy rolled her eyes. Hope asserted that her mama had been an inventor. Brooke's ideas continued to pay huge tips, but Steffy had dismissed her. Steffy replied that Brooke had stepped back from her liabilities a long time ahead. Hope supposed that a mistake and hoped she could get her mama to see else because Brooke was admired and respected in the assiduity. Hope said to mark her words, because Brooke would find her way back. Steffy wondered if she should be bullied. Hope did not watch how Steffy felt about it, but she said that like it or not, the Logans were there to stay. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for Thursday, May 30th, 2024, reveal Luna getting the answers she's been staying for and Hope and Steffy going at it again. Baby daddy time. Luna Nozawa is just happy she isn't pregnant and can get her life back on track with RJ Forrester after that horrible incident with Zend Forrester. Now, all her dreams might come true. Her mama has some big news for her and she's surprised that Poppy Nozawa prevaricated to her ahead. Vol reunion in jeopardy? Bone Bill Spencer might be her father, but Poppy isn't relatively sure. After all, it was a busy time back also. The only thing that Luna and Bill can do is take a DNA test to find out the verity. Still, if Bill was the answer each on, why was Poppy so against Luna learning the verity months ago? It's not like this is a big reproach. Does Lee Finnegan know the verity and is Aunt telling? Steffy Forrester makes pitfall. Steffy Forrester Finnegan is still enjoying taking all her wrathfulness and life out on Hope Logan. Perhaps she has good reason, but Steffy is clearly the bone who created her own mess by transferring Thomas Forrester out of city. Now, Hope for the future is failing formally again, while Hope now has the hots for Steffy's hubby. Steffy doesn't know that part yet, but when she finds out, it won't be enough. Steffy declares that Hope for the future might have to shut down, and Hope isn't about to take that lying down. This means war, and there's bound to be some big trouble. Will she eventually decide to take her wrath out on Steffy and pursue John Finnegan just for vengeance?